splice the DNA of a Shockwave with the crab!
Frankly, I can't say I'm not disturbed.
With the new Transformers Cyberverse series, the original classic characters who became the forefront of the franchise return for a new story, and with Shockwave getting a decent resurgence, he returns to appear in the show. He received multiple toys, including a Warrior class figure continuing from the Robots in Disguise scale with gimmicks that are, let's say, potentially garbage. Does Shockwave stray away from this plague? Shockwave, for the sake of a more child-friendly show, swaps the laser mode for a crab or spider tank? Okay. Who thought, why? It's definitely weird and took me by surprise, but after getting used to it, I actually don't mind. It's more or less like his Cybertronian tank, but with legs. It's more basic and less ferocious compared to his show style, notably the lack of mandibles, but as a basic simplistic version that gets the idea across in a child's toy, it's not a bad attempt. It's something different, but I'm starting to fit comfortably with the idea. A monstrous thing like this is surely terrifying until you look at it from underneath. Also, dancing crab. Limbs are the same for the robot and doesn't restrict any joints given. Wish I could say the same for Starscream's pants. And the big broad pink screen feels like a symbol of his presence. And can I bring up that lush purple? I want to paint my walls that color. At least the gimmick they tried to slam into the figures, whether they work or not, actually functions in this mode. Simply pulling the tab allows this blast to pop out while the cannon moves out of the way. Simple until you realize there will be two in the robot mode. Also, it doesn't spring back in this form. Now, if we could get Optimus to ride it. If you're too into the nostalgic form, this isn't for you probably. However, as a toy, it's fine, and I've become attached to it. It's not hard to transform, and it's enjoyable. Robot mode. Shockwave patterns the theme of Cyberverse with specific angles, few changes, but you can still look at it and link the source material. It's the same with the infamous characters like Wheeljack, Starscream, Prowl, and we don't talk about Clobber. What vibrant colors! Purple is creamy and the pink is a nice touch to highlight interesting patterns of electric Pepto-Bismol. However, some parts decide to skip out, making the theme feel disconnected if you really focus hard on it. I do like the overall look of the guy, even though this great joint in the foot disrupts the flow, but what's with the outlined face all over his body? In case you confused him with someone else? You're fine, Energon 6-shot. Nice silver texturing, but look in the leg and the illusion is revealed. I have mixed feelings about the face. Love the ears that move due to the transformation and does have that familiar style, but does he need an eyebrow? To me, Shockwave never showed any clear remorse, and didn't need to show any emotion as he's tapping into horrid experiments. This is like meeting an old friend you haven't talked to in a while, and immediately you somehow pissed him off. What did I do? Tell me! This is uncomfortable. He should be a teacher. He has eyes everywhere. Is that enough to set me off? No. But why does his head not turn? One joint. Only needed one joint to be decent. Oh, you're lucky you're a Shockwave figure. Did someone say articulation? Because it's starting well with this guy! Shoulders forward and back, out and in, ball joint elbows, hips out and in, forward and back, rotation below, and knee bend. Everything under the head is fine. Too bad about not having a head joint. A lot of these warrior figures' posabilities get disrupted by a gimmick. But this literally goes right over the head. It's not hard to install a neck. I like how the backpack is half traditional and half something different. If only you could do that with Star Wars films. Also, you can add weapons to the hand, but even with his gun arm, there's a port above to attach other weapons. Speaking of which, while he has no accessories, he can flip up the back, and now he has a shoulder cannon with 2 powerful blasts of cotton candy. Glad it doesn't get in the way of the legs, arms, and I guess I should be thankful considering the alternatives. This is probably the closest to a decent figure we'll get from the Cyberverse in this size, so it's best to... Couldn't have started with that! Why? Chest doesn't lock well, but maybe you can use it to munch on some tomatoes. Also, get the tiny turbo and he could have a drone! So on the one hand, no pun intended, while being better than some of the other figures in the class, Shockwave is still limited with what he can do, leaving some to be desired and not meeting everyone's needs, especially with the alternate choices for Shockwave in toy form. However, this toy is simple enough to warrant a purchase. Plastic feels a little cheap, and I'm concerned about playing rough with how the hips are built. But as as a toy, he's not bad. He's also pretty inexpensive. So if you want one to mess with, this should be a logical purchase. Oh, he has an eye on his forehead? Does this mean that's a third eye, or is he normal now?